Clipper Audio and One Click Digital present Canyon by Brenda Jackson. Narrated by Avery Glymph.
Chapter 1. Canyon Westmoreland was tempted to get out of the parked car and stretch his legs, but decided against it. The one thing he'd learned from watching cop shows was that when you were on a stakeout, you did nothing to give yourself away. You remained as inconspicuous as possible, and as far as he was concerned, he was on a stakeout, determined to find out once and for all why Keisha Ashford refused to give him the time of day. He was very much aware that she hated his guts because she believed he had betrayed her with another woman, and he knew that assumption was the reason she'd left town 3 years ago, cutting all ties with him, and was also the reason why she felt that, upon returning to Denver, she had every right to act as if he didn't exist. However, he had put up with it long enough. They were both corporate attorneys, a profession which had brought them together initially, and a profession that still placed them together on a number of occasions. Since she'd returned to Denver 10 months ago, they'd sat across from each other at the negotiating table for more than one business deal. And it bothered him when she acted as if they didn't share a past. A number of times he had approached her about straightening things out between them, if for no other reason than so they could have closure, but she always turned him down. Well, he'd had enough. He refused to allow another day to go by with her thinking he had betrayed her. So here he was, parked outside the law firm where she worked. Canyon planned to follow her home and confront her. They would finally have that discussion she'd been refusing to give him. His brothers, Stern and Riley, had warned him that she had the right to call the police if she felt harassed. But he hoped she wouldn't feel that way. He wasn't trying to harass her. He only wanted to talk to her. He glanced at his watch. Since he wasn't sure what time she got off work, he'd been parked here for more than an hour now, leaving early from his job at his family's company, Blue Ridge Land Management, to make sure he didn't miss her. He'd moved to switch channels on the radio when his cell phone rang. He pulled it out of his pocket and frowned when he saw it was his brother. He clicked the phone on. "What do you want, Stern?" "Just calling to see if you've been arrested yet." Canyon rolled his eyes. "I won't be getting arrested." "Don't be too sure of that. No woman likes being stalked." Canyon's hand tightened on the steering wheel. "I'm not stalking her." Stern chuckled. "So what do you call your plan of waiting in front of her office with the intention of following her home?" Canyon adjusted his tall frame in the seat to find a more comfortable position. "I would—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?